Welcome into a brand new episode of WSI TV. Enjoy the show.
Welcome into the final episode of 2017 for WSI TV. I'm Sean Bauer. With me, as always, is Jordan Bishop, and we have a really cool end-of-year episode to get to. But first, I just want to invite you to quickly subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. You'll get first access to the new content we're coming out with every week. And if you haven't, go to WSITV.com. You can subscribe there for free to get our daily content. You're going to get access to the WSI TV Vault, and in your welcome letter, you'll also have a bunch of other goodies, some bonus reports and things like that. What we're going to get to in this episode is going to start with your $13,000 payout. It's actually a little bit more than that. We're going to show you everything we've done so far this year, all of our big time winners, and then we're going to get to our bloopers for WSI TV to close out 2017 with a laugh. But again, first we're going to start with the WSI TV Master Portfolio as it's been presented to you through this YouTube channel.
Right. If you're a regular subscriber, you should know that we throw out free picks all the time, more specifically in our versus round when we go head to head. Sean and I each pick a stock. The loser has to partake in a punishment. Now the stocks we pick there do only last 2 weeks, but of course a lot of the times there's no signal to get out. You want to ride those stocks all the way up. So if you have been playing along, you are entitled to this 13 grand plus payout. And if you haven't been playing along, it just means that you should pay attention in the new year and make sure you're playing along with us as we go head to head.
Yeah, as we get into Monday's episode, the New Year's episode heading into 2018, we're going to make a bunch of predictions, and then obviously it's business as usual, giving out regular stock picks, whether it's through Versus or Around the World or all the different segments that we do where we're giving you good information all the time. And I can say that now because we're going to show you quickly here how big these gains were. Well, let's quickly talk about the breakdown for our WSI TV portfolio. And it's really into 6 categories here, where we're going for stocks, which obviously was the biggest one at 56%, and then index funds, metals, commodities, shorts, which is just betting against a certain stock, and then we have our options trades, which I think we used our rogue system for on that and had some huge winners there.
Right, so these are all stocks that we've, again, given out throughout the year. I do want to quickly note, though, this 13 grand payout, they're not the best stock picks we have because obviously our premium subscribers have first dibs on those. Yeah. So no worries there if you're a premium subscriber. But these are stocks that we like on an everyday basis that we're giving out. So as we break this pie chart down, we're going to break it into sections and see where the strengths of this portfolio are and not the weaknesses, because I didn't find many, but there was some that performed better than others. So let's jump into commodities first, and we're looking at the US oil fund. The ticker is USO. This was a versus pick Sean made back on July 4th, I believe. We did the All-American round, so US oil, and it made 29% gain. So a great starter for this portfolio.
Yeah, and commodities obviously wasn't a big part, just one stock out of our collection of really nice winners here. And that's for good reason. I mean, stocks themselves have been going straight up, so you don't want to put as much in commodities, more in stocks as we did. But obviously a solid winner here, again, just by looking at the chart and seeing what's going on there. Right,
and we are going to go through these portfolios year by year as we go along. You might see more commodities come along as we go, depending on the market goes, but remember, we're technically analyzing this stuff, so whatever comes up as strong, that's what we trade. That's how we do it. That's how you should do it.
Yeah.
So moving on, we have a couple index funds in here. Sean, if you want to run us through those.
Yeah, absolutely, and we actually had 3 really solid winners here that we're going to look at. First of all, the FTSE All World Index. I mean, it tells you everything you need to know in the name there, with a nice 19.5% winner when we're looking at just everything, and globally stocks going up, so that makes a lot of sense. We also focused in on Brazil with our UBR pick. Now, if you were at the 2016 Annual Wealth Summit, you got this pick live. We were on stage. I remember giving this one out between myself and Jim. 80% gainer there from that 2016 AWS pick, which again was given out in December of 2016. Rode that through 2017 for a nice win. And then Liberty All-Star Growth Fund, a nice 16% gainer to round out our index funds here.
That was actually the Liberty All-Star Growth Fund, ASG, was actually the pick that I had against Sean's USO. Of course, his did the 29%, mine did 16.5%. So he beat me, but both good gains there, both strong components of this portfolio.
And again, these are just picks we're giving out on WSI TV every week on this YouTube channel. And again, we're saving the even better picks for those premium recommendation services.
That's exactly right. So let's move on to options, because of course our portfolio wouldn't be complete without trading options. It's what we like to do. We like to maximize our gains.
Yep.
And these gains were actually all overnight using our Rogue Trader system here. So let's jump into this. The first one was California Amplifier. The ticker is CAMP. That made an 85% overnight gain using options, of course, call options there. The same with Instruction Inc. 54% and General Mills 41%. So I mean, again, I can't stress this enough. Overnight gains there, massive wins, and of course they get their places in our portfolio just because of how great they did.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about less than 24 hours. These trades are open, and you get these massive gains. If you were at the 2017 Annual Wealth Summit, you saw exactly how this system works. But be on the lookout as we enter the new year for Wall Street Bounty Hunter. It's going to be a brand new premium recommendation service where we basically do this for you every single earnings season.
So we're going to move on to our shorts now. And again, this portfolio might be a little more complex to what you're used to. You know, we've broken down, you know, the basic portfolio for you before into percentages into previous episodes. But of course, we're on this every day. You know, we have, I would say, a good amount of knowledge of the stock market. So we do incorporate options and short selling, which is basically buying in reverse into our own personal portfolios and this WSI TV portfolio. So I feel like I've been talking a lot here. Sean, do you want to take the shorts for us?
Sure. I mean, the first thing I want to note really quickly is in 2017, the stock market did nothing but climb. These short sells are betting against certain stocks, so that makes these gains even more incredible whenever everything else is flying. But these are some solid picks in here, and I won't go through every one. We did have Blue Apron, Pandora at 50% gainers or more. What I want to look at right now is the GBTC pick. I believe this is actually just something Jordan straight up said, but the Bitcoin Investment Trust. Obviously, you've been hearing a lot about Bitcoin lately. We actually bet against Bitcoin with Jordan's pick there for a 50% gain by betting against Bitcoin when everyone else is piling into Bitcoin at the moment. So you can see a really big time contrarian pick there for huge gains.
And I do want to note, this doesn't mean I'm short on Bitcoin in the long run. This was this happened in the matter of, I want to say it was like 7 or 10 days or something like that.
Pretty much a week, yeah.
You know, basically we sold when it was overstretched, we short sold when it was overstretched, and we closed out that position once it hit the 50-day moving average, which is a very strong moving average on this GBTC chart. Actually, if you look at it, some of you might remember the episode where we talked about this. But again, I'm not short Bitcoin by any means. Just in that time span, I saw a great technical position to short Bitcoin, GBTC, so I took it. So just to note there, you know, you don't always have to look at things in the long run. You don't always have to look at the big picture. You know, if you see an opportunity like that, snatch it, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everybody's making money on Bitcoin left and right, and Jordan, again, making 50% gains, going against Bitcoin. So an incredible pick there. Let's move on now to metals as we continue breaking down the WSI TV portfolio. This is where we're going to talk a lot about gold. That was obviously a big part, basically the one everybody knows in the metals category. And you can see we had a few different picks here. Some smaller gains. We're talking about 4% gains on some of our gold positions. That's because, I mean, gold, generally speaking, is more of a safe haven type pick. Again, the stock market doing nothing but climbing lately. So some smaller gains here, but a really nice pick with that PICK, with that pick stock. 31% gain to give us a nice edge in our metals category.
Right, that pick stock was one of Sean's versus round. I can't remember if it was a specific round or not, but 31% on that. The other 4 gold stocks there were brought to you as the main content in another episode. And again, smaller gains there, but gold is sturdy. I think you always have to have some gold in your portfolio. And again, this isn't the physical metal. This is ETFs that track the price movement of gold, whether it's double gold, triple gold, or just a standard ETF, however you like, but I do believe you should have that in there. And that brings us to the biggest section, what we had 56% in stocks of this portfolio, because as Sean said, the market did nothing but climb. And we basically, we could bring you all these tickers, but we want to break these down into the sectors and bring you some of the bigger winners here. And hopefully you remember some of them, because I hope they made you some money here.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you long-time watchers have made a lot of money with these. You will recognize the tickers. Let's start with the technology sector. The average gain from our tech stocks, from some of our nice winners in the tech stocks sector, 71% on average. What I want to highlight right now is MIXT, over 100%. This was actually 108% top gainer in the tech sector. Very nice way to start off this stock breakdown.
Yeah, just to brag, that was one of my versus picks.
Yeah.
So if you were following that and you followed it all the way up, you would have made a 108% gain. For those of you who have been following the NASDAQ, you know that thing has been skyrocketing. So again, tech sector made a 71% gain on average with a high gain of 108%. And then taking us to the industrial sector here, we had our biggest winner at 82%. The ticker was BOOM. And again, I don't have to say it, another versus pick here. You can see where the trend's going. On average, we made a 53.6% gain in industrial. So yeah, I mean, another great win for another decent sector there.
Yeah, and I want to just highlight infrastructure right now. We did a WSI TV episode where we talked about basically what could be the backbone of your portfolio going forward. I'm really proud to talk about, I think we had 3 stocks that we gave out in that. On average, through infrastructure, we're talking about 43% gains. The top one, I guess, would be URI at 54% in 2017. And again, I mean, if that's the backbone of your portfolio, you're doing very well indeed.
That takes us to the retail and services sector, and I just want to point out, I saw a headline today on CNN that said retail sector circling the drain. I looked at XRT, which is the ETF we use to track it. And it's up like something like 23% in the past few months or something like that.
Yeah.
We made a 25.1% gain on average, with our high being Nathan's Hot Dogs, NATH, which was 48% gain. I want to say that was another pick in the July 4th episode.
Must have been. Nathan's Hot Dogs makes sense.
To do with the All-American round. But a 48% winner there. Retail circle in the drain doesn't really mean much to us because we're following the charts and we're making these big gains.
Yeah, don't watch the headlines, watch the charts. That's how you get those kinds of gains all the time. Basic materials, I believe we just had one stock really, one nice winner in basic materials, 431% gains in WPX. I mean, obviously really solid wins. I mean, most people are happy to get you, a 7% return on year. We're talking about massive gains here. And again, basic materials just carries that through.
And then the last sector in our stock picks is financials. I tend to see financials moving a little slower than the rest of the market. They're, a little more, I would say predictable, I guess, in short movements. We had a 16% average gain in the financial sector, with Evans Bancorp, EVBN, being an 18% winner there as the high in the financial sector. That was a Sean versus pick. So as you can see, these versus picks are taking off here, and that rounds off the stock version of our portfolio,
Yeah, I mean, and that's, I believe we broke it down into 6 categories really, between commodity stocks and everything else. I mean, those are just some massive gains when you stop for 1 minute and think what your average fund manager is trying to get you, where it's, I mean, they're shooting for 10%. Most can't even beat the market. We're talking about some huge gains here. And I mean, it's something I think we can both be proud of for this 2017 for WSI TV.
Yeah, and again, if you followed along, and if you put $1,000 in each stock like we did, you would have made an end-of-year payout of, what was it, $13,682, I believe it was?
Yeah, $13,000. Just for playing along with all this free content we're getting you through WSI TV each and every week.
Right.
And as we sort of round out 2017 now, we're signing off in just a moment. We do want to leave you with a nice bloopers reel. This is just throughout the year, all the different times Jordan and I have been a little bit dumb, made some mistakes, had to laugh about it. So we want you guys to laugh with us, of course. I also just want to invite you guys one more time, subscribe to the YouTube channel right now before we get to bloopers. Then head over to WSITV.com where you can subscribe, get a bunch of bonus gifts there. But as we do leave you with this blooper reel, do you have any final notes for us?
Yeah, I just want to say we do have today's episode is the last one of 2017. We're going to kick off 2018 with a bang here.
On Monday,
yeah, 2018, again, as I've said in some of the hotline calls and that, it started for us a month or 2 ago. We started preparing. We want to have another great year for you guys, so you guys can get your wealth in check, your finances up to par and better than the market managers. We want to hopefully make you fire your fund manager if you still have one. If you've been listening to us, you don't have one anymore, you're taking this payout, But our episode on Monday, we're gonna make some bold predictions about the upcoming year, maybe some things that can help benefit you, maybe some stock picks, you know, maybe we'll get that specific, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, enjoy this blooper reel, and I'll hand it back to you, Sean.
Yeah, as we get there, I'm laughing already because I know what's about to come up for you guys. So have a good laugh, let us know what you enjoyed about it, or about this episode in general, how much you made with the stock picks we've given you. Just go ahead and comment down below. But for now, I will say thank you so much for being a part of WSI TV in 2017. Again, we're looking forward to another fantastic year in 2018. But at this point, on behalf of Jordan and myself, we'll say thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you next year. Cheers.
I'm Jordan Bishop. I'm here today with Sean Bauer. How are you doing today, Sean?
Doing what?
You doing what? Right, if you're not familiar with the 200-day moving average, it's basically like the blue line is usually blue or red.
Jordan.
Yeah, you may be wondering why we got some nicely fresh.
What a dick.
And today we're going to tell you how you can double your capital and trade with their money. Now I appreciate you being here with me, Sean.
Yeah, happy to be here, Jordan.
See you next time. I just threw the piece.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be fun at the end. We're going to go pit each other against each other.
Please don't pit me. Now with all these big names in there, you know, it used to just be a thing of you know, the future, like, shit.
We are back for, I just smacked my lips so hard. What the f was that?
Yeah, you know, right now you're driving around in your regular old, you know, car. All right, so when you tune in next week, you'll see me undergoing the lemon liquor challenge where I have to take Willa Hilla. Yup. So,
yeah.
Do you have a favorite currency to trade?
I don't really have a favorite one that I like to keep going back to, but we do have. God damn it. Jordan, what is the best time of day to trade stocks?
I'd say the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, agreed.
Sean, what was the most memorable stock you've ever traded?
Definitely. Oh my god.
That was such a stick throw.
Goes from here.
Yep.
But Jordan, thanks for. Goes from here.
Yeah.
But Jordan, sound good to you, Jordan?
Exactly, yeah. You know, it's all about having fun, and we have fun back here, and you know, we want to show you that it's not all, you know, suits and ties and you know, office crap.
I'm joined today by Jordan Bishop, market analyst. How are you doing today, Jordan? This is not going to work. Of course, I'm joined again by Jordan Bishop, our market analyst. How's it going, Jordan?
Great, Jordan. Thanks.
My pick, CHA, is doing all right. I think
pretty crazy point, don't you think, Sean?
Yeah, wow. All right, cheers.
Cheers. I'm here today with Sean Bauer. How you doing this morning,
Sean? Good morning, Jordan.
Good morning, Jordan.
Cheers.
And it's all on tape.
I bet you won't really be able to hear it on here.
Oh, I'm
but
it's gain in the commodity sector there. Great.
Great.
Thanks for watching the latest episode of WSI TV. Be sure to visit WSITV.com where you can subscribe for free with no contract and gain instant access to the secrets of self-made millionaires via the WSI TV Vault. So go ahead and claim this gift for free now at WSITV.com.